Hello, it's Leslie here again. Today I wanted to review Schwalbe's Marathon Plus tyres. It's not really a long-term review, it's more I just wanted to talk about them and give my impressions of them. So I've only been out on a few rides with them so far. I installed them. I got them last week or the week before. And first off, they weren't very hard to install. People say they're hard to install. I didn't find them. I used 2 tyre levers. They were not that bad. But then again, I have a lot of practice changing over tyres. So I didn't find that an issue at all. I got the 26 by 1.5 size. Okay, so the first thing I noticed was that they're very heavy. And I didn't really quite realize how heavy they were. I should have known looking at the weight. I think they weigh 980 grams or something each, which is kind of crazy because it means you can buy a whole frame and fork and wheel set that's lighter than a pair of these tires. So they really are quite heavy. So what happened to me was I got these. I ordered a couple of tires from different places, and the selection of 26-inch slicks now is pretty pathetic. So I got these Michelin Wild Runner, but I could only find one in the narrowest size. I wanted a lightweight folding tire, 1.1 inch. Okay, that's pretty good, fine. But I could only find one, and the other one that I ordered, the order fell through, and so only one arrived. So I have had to order a 1.4 anyway in the back. Anyway, I'm rambling, but the point is, what I'm trying to say is, this tyre here apparently weighs 250 grams, right? 250 grams for a lightweight 26-inch tyre. The Marathon Plus weighs 980 grams. That's almost 4 times more, okay? And they say, I don't know how true it is, but, if it's rotating weight, it's worth twice as much or something. You notice it more. You've got to rotate it around as well as forward or something. I wasn't ever very good at physics, but that's what they say. So, the first ride I went with them on was last week. Yes, and I noticed the difference. I could feel the difference of the weight of the bike just from picking it up, carrying it down the front steps. It felt a kilo heavier or more because it was. So, one of the first things I noticed as soon as I started riding with them was that they are very quiet tyres, meaning when you're riding in a straight line, they seem to absorb all the sound around you. So, and I think that's just because of they're actually not picking up as much road buzz, hum, because they are so well insulated. And also, I think it's because on the top side of the tyre, that actually blocks out the sound from the bottom side, and also it seemed weird, but the braking noise coming from the discs also seemed quieter, is what I'm saying. It seemed like they were exceptionally quiet, made the bike exceptionally quiet. And they were pumped up to 100 psi or something. So that's the first thing I noticed, was that they are very quiet tyres until you start cornering, and then it goes on to the side tread, and then you can hear them because it's not a slick tyre. So that's the only benefit I could find, apart from their puncture resistance, was that they are quiet. I can't really speak about the puncture resistance because I only have ridden them a couple of times. But I'm disappointed in the handling because they are just so heavy, they ruin the feel of the bike. They just, you know, I did run over a piece of glass out there and I didn't get a puncture, which is good. It was a beer bottle or something, so I ran over it and I didn't try and avoid it, and I didn't try and clean the tyre afterwards like I often do if I run over glass. You know, you wipe it with your glove. But I didn't do that and it didn't puncture. So the whole reason I got these, it was twofold. About a month ago, I got something crazy like 6 punctures or something. One was because they were re-asphalting the road, and a piece of flint like aggregate went straight through the tyre. I was previously using Hutchinson Top Slick 2 and it just went straight through. And then I thought I'm going to use this opportunity and change my rim strips. And so I changed to, what are they called? I forgot the name of them. The Velox Rim Strips, you know, the cotton rim strips. I changed to those because I thought they were going to be better than the shitty rim strips that were on my rims already. And the rim strips that were on my rim already were very heavy plastic jobs. You know, they were incredibly heavy, and that because they were the wheels were meant for tubeless or something tubeless ready. So I got rid of those, put on these rim strips which are a lot less weight. And I thought, But then I got this spate of punctures, and it's because the tyres that I was using, the Top Slick 2s, the rim bead didn't seat properly. Anyway, the whole thing is I got 6 punctures or something crazy, but a lot of them were rim strip failures is what I'm saying. So I had to buy new tyres because I eventually figured out the tyres that I were using weren't really compatible with the Velox rim tape. It kept squishing it to the side, and so I thought, fuck this, I'm going to buy some different tyres. Then I went and ordered these. Then that stuffed up on me, so I was a bit annoyed about that. And then I thought, I'll just get some locally, and these Marathon. So I ordered these Marathon Plus. I thought, all right, I'm sick of punctures. The last thing I need now is another puncture. So, you know, I'm likely to give up cycling, right? No, not quite, but just I didn't want to have any more punctures. But the thing is, though, that Marathon Plus tyres, you can still get punctures with the rim strip if they're not right. So I was a little bit worried because they are kind of tight fitting, and I suspect that my Velox rim strips have slipped around under there a bit and gone all wavy under there. So if I do get punctures, it's probably going to be because of the rim strip thing. So, you know, another thing is I took this opportunity to relace my front wheel with you know, lightweight spokes, DT Revolution spokes. And then I put the front spokes on the back wheel where they were getting, you know, I had a few spoke breakages. So I thought I'm going to do that. But all these advantages, like going to the lighter weight rim strips and going to the lighter spokes, that was all negated. That was all for nothing because I've got these heavy, you know, German tyres on there. The main thing is, would I buy Schwalbe Marathon Plus tyres again? And the answer is a definite no, because they are way too heavy. It seems like as you slow down to go, you know, up a footpath or something, they seem to require an extra few, you know, pedal revolutions to get going to the speed that you're used to going, and they just ruin the handling of the bike. It's slower to curve around things. It's tough going uphill. You know, if you live in I read online somewhere that someone lived next to a glass factory and that they only had one puncture with these tyres. Well, that's great, but most people don't live next to a glass factory. So yeah. And I also read someone had said that they had a love-hate relationship with these tyres. They kept putting them on. They were too heavy. They put other tyres on, kept getting punctures, kept going back to the Marathon Plus. And I could see that happening with me because they're just terrible. They are really fucking heavy tyres. And you do notice, I think even a beginner would notice a difference. They ruin the handling of whatever bike you have. So you might as well go back to having steel rims at that point. I just don't quite understand why they're so heavy. They have this big thick rubber guard in them, but I wonder why they can't make it out of Kevlar or Vectrin or some other advanced polymer that's lighter. Because it's just ridiculous this day and age to have a tyre, an on-road hybrid tyre that weighs 1 kilogram. I have seen downhill tyres weigh less than that, you know. It's just crazy, you know. I'm more likely to give up cycling through the handling being ruined than not having the punctures. They really are. They destroyed and they made it less fun. They just make it less fun. You know, they almost feel like solid rubber tyres. That's how they feel. They're that heavy. Or that someone's put cement in your tyres. They're that heavy. Night and day when you change over. So, as I said, would I buy them again? Absolutely not. I can't refund them because they're used. I'm not that sort of an asshole that goes refunding things that are used, even though they're only used once or whatever. I'm not going to do that. So I put it down to experience, and I won't be buying tyres that are more than half a kilo or so, I think, because just looking at the weight of them, you know, that's if you've got tyres on there that are 250 grams, and then you go to a tyre that's 1 kilogram, that's 1.5 kilos more weight. And if you double that because of the revolution, you know, rotating weight, that's like 3 kilos extra. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're adding 3 kilos to your bike. So, as I said, I think even a beginner would notice the difference. I'm having trouble explaining how bad they are, like the handling. I suppose what I'm saying is, you know, if your top priority is not getting punctures, well then okay. But if you want some sort of, if you want to have a bit of fun, you know, and not feel like you're riding a cement truck or whatever, you know, I'm really rambling on this review, aren't I? Shit. You know, maybe if you're riding in winter and it's raining all the time and you're riding in like on the side of the road on a main road with lots of glass on it, then they might be for you. But if you are like me and you don't actually get punctures that often, then yeah, I wouldn't buy them. Why not? Because it doesn't make sense to have to spend $2,000-3,000 on a bike and then have it heavier than a Kmart bike. You know what I'm saying? Like this, that negates all the benefits of having a good bike. So they don't seem to spin up quickly at all, and also maintaining momentum seems a bit harder, you know. Areas where I'd normally roll downhill and accelerate, I was actually finding I was slowing down with these tyres on them and having to put in energy. Instead of going faster, I was going slower. So I will probably be installing these tyres and just have them mixed, have the thin one on the front and the thick one on the back. The reason for that is, they didn't want to do that is because one of them's a folding bead and the other one is a wire bead, and I'm a bit OCD, but anyway, I'm just going to do it because, you know, it's crazy the amount of weight that I would save. So I apologise if this review has not been very structured, but I don't work well to scripts anyway, so I prefer to just make reviews off the top of my head, you know, ad lib, because I find it more natural that way. There was one other thing. The one other positive thing about them, about the Marathon Plus, is that they come with a reflective strip around them. That's kind of nice. I wish more tyres would have that. But they're just insanely heavy. You know, why would you want to add 1.5 kilos or thereabouts of weight to your bike? You know, unless you are riding over nails and glass all day long, you wouldn't want to put them on your bike. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.